It's the next morning. Got the Bubba cup. Oh, got the Bubba cup full of zero sugar orange soda. We're gonna sip on this. We'll get back on the truck. Get this thing going today. Let's get after it. Man, I was just at O'Reilly's yesterday to get the oil and filter, and I forgot to get more gloves. So these are the last pair that we got for this project. So while we've got them, I want to go ahead and replace that oil filter. Oh my. Motorcraft. Now, I prefer to use the Ford Motorcraft brand, the FL820S, but they didn't have any in stock, right, because of the strike and stuff going on right now. So we went ahead and got a Wix. If I can't use the OEM filter, I usually go Wix. And we'll just be running this oil and filter probably 100 miles or so, maybe 200 miles, and then doing another oil change. Just to get any goobers or anything that was in there kind of cleaned out. Body's going to stay unplugged because we're going to be replacing it. Probably going to want to replace this one soon. Doesn't sound too great. Let's go and put in our new throttle body. Let's get that busted out real quick. Where's that 10 I just had? This throttle body looks a little chunky, really corroded and not looking great. So that's why I want to replace it, because when those things fail, you're done. You are done. You're not going anywhere. Goes into failure mode effects management. limp mode is another word for it. And you're done. You're not going anywhere. So that one works okay. But I got a new one because they're known to fail. I'll be taking a lot of trips to West Virginia with this thing. So we'll put a new one on and we'll stick this one under the back seat as a backup. Along with our backup what is that called? Let me get back to you on that. Fuel pump driver module. That's what I was trying to figure out what I was trying to say. Oh yeah, this one's pretty chunky. Pretty corroded, so doesn't look too terrible inside there. I cleaned it a few months ago. But I don't trust it. So it looks like this thing's been replaced before. So it's got different sensors on it. This one says FOMOCO. That one does not. And there's a few differences in there, but this one's definitely aftermarket. For sure. You know, the price of this thing, I figured it'd come with some new bolts and new gasket, but it does not. Let's see what our gasket looks like. These rubber ones are, oh yeah, that's fine. Yep, I can still feel it. I can still feel the ridges. Now, Steven, what are you doing? Pay attention, son. Pay attention. Oh yes, this bracket. This one's a pain in the butt because of where the bottom bolt is. I think we talked about that when we were taking it out, so I won't talk about it again. You guys remember what size that was? 18, 19, 21, I don't remember. I think it's an 18. It feels like an 18. I'm running it in with my fingers right now. Less ratcheting to do. Well, it's certainly not a 22. Alright, here's our 18. Let's see if it'll go down in there. Oh my goodness, my stomach hurts. I bought a bunch of Anthony Thomas candy bars last night from a friend. His son's selling them for ROTC. I was like, yeah, that's good. I'll buy a bunch of them. Of course, my stupid self was like, yeah, let's go and eat some. Last night, you know, midnight, 1 o'clock. Oh, so my stomach's kind of trash. I was like, I'm doing it for the kids, you know, ROTC, yeah, let's eat chocolate. Isn't it crazy how we rationalize stuff like that? Oh, goodness gracious. Yep, that was an 18. Good deal, good deal. Again, get our power steering reservoir put up in place here. We are moving right along. I think the only thing left in the bed is the fan and the shroud. We'll dump some oil in it and see if she's going to explode. I hope not. I hope it doesn't. It should be fine. I always get really nervous after a big job like this. After all these years of wrenching, I still get the nervousness of the first start after the big engine repair. Which honestly, this isn't even like big, it's just time consuming. Yep. That dang thing's been leaking all over my truck. I think before I put this piece on, I need to go ahead and get the fan and shroud in here to give us the room that we need. Everything is looking pretty good. I don't see anything that says, hey, you forgot to put me on. So much easier to put this in without the transmission cooler lines. They've been removed and it's got an auxiliary cooler now. And before I forget, I need to tighten that down real quick. Dude, how much air pressure we got in the tank? And as you saw in the first video, I kind of went over this tool and how it gets used. She's tight. Oh yeah. Cool. Huh. Just that simple. Glove is gone, but job's done. Over on this side, got our coolant holder thingy. She's happy. Dude, where's our other bike? Wait, where did I put it? Which way did you go, George? Of course, it was sitting right there. This guy goes on here, holds up our air intake. I think we're ready to put oil in this thing. I believe we are. I believe so. We got the filter on. Hook up the battery. For the first 100 or so miles, we're gonna go with the house brand, cheapest you can get from the O'Reilly's here. We're going with the 520 because that's what the manufacturer says. And since we did the silicone on the front cover and valve covers yesterday, it should be good and cured now. So we shouldn't have to worry anything about that. This thing takes 7 freaking quarts of 520. Manufacturer, Ford, says use synthetic blend. And we will after we run this through and do our next oil change here in 100 or so miles. But if I could save 10 bucks right now, flushing this out, well, it'd be more than that. It's like extra $10 for the synthetic stuff I want to run. So yeah, plus another 2 quarts. It's definitely cheaper to buy this stuff by the 5 quarters. Did I tell you I'm nervous? It's a lot of work. I remember getting like this when I worked at the dealership. Anytime doing a big anything and going for that first start. It's a little nerve-wracking. Even though I've already done this before on this truck and everything, but should be fine. That's why we torque things to spec, you know what I mean? That way there's no question of, oh man, did I tighten that or whatever. When everything's tight, it's to spec, it's happy. Well, let's go ahead and crank this thing. I think that's the only thing left. Got oil in it, there's coolant in it, power steering fluid's good. So I'm going to hold the throttle to the floor, and that shuts off the injector, so we can just let it crank for a little bit and build up some oil pressure. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get her started up. Oh good, the keys are in there. So when we first start this, we should hear the throttle cycle. I may not be able to over the beeping. Let's close the door. Oh, those dang beepers, you know what I mean? They always get on my nerves. I heard it cycle. So those are the climate control doors. It sounds like a fart in the dash. Are you done? Alright, I wanted to let that go, get a full sweep of the stopping points. So I don't have any issues with that. Alright, so we're going to go full throttle, pedals all the way down. I can hear it. We're going to crank it. Let that oil pressure build. Alright, we're going to let off the throttle and we're going to see if she starts. Right up. Our oil gauge came up. Now remember, that's just an oil pressure switch. So that means we got at least 11 psi. Or 12 or 14, whatever the heck the number is. But she seems to be running really smooth. Wow. Oh, we're a bit smoky. Let's gotta get the garage door opened up. Woo! Oh my. She is quiet. She is quiet. What? Are you hearing that? Oh my goodness, she's quiet. Good deal. Woo. Awesome. Praise Jesus. Like, that's just, I am so happy about that. She's a little smoky in the back. It's to be expected from when the one chain was broken. Just dumping fuel down the exhaust. So that'll burn off soon. Oh man, my eyes are burning a little bit. Folks, this is good. This is so good. I am so happy about this. It's finally right. After putting that other kit in, that eBay cheapy Chinesium kit, it didn't run this good and quiet. So the real test will be out. We go and drive it. Make sure the advance and retard's working good. Make sure it's running nice and smooth, it's got power, and I'm curious to see what our fuel economy is going to be. Heck yeah. Good deal. I'm gonna let this thing run for a little bit, clean up some tools, clear a path in the driveway, double check tire pressures. Oh, that dang skid plate. I gotta put the skid plate back on. That's alright. Time is only 11:16. Yes, let's go. And now this skid plate. Look at that. Cyclops light, still 75%. I'm telling you, these batteries and these lights are amazing. I just blinded myself. You know, this is why my garage is always a mess. Because I can take all the tools and stuff from that project and just dump it right there or over here. And I always have good intentions, like, yeah, I'll clean it up, you know, when I get done, or I'll clean it up tomorrow or the next day. And it sits there until I got to do my next project and I get to the point of I can't find nothing. So let's go ahead and get the pathway cleared up. Get Bill's bike moved, get the heater moved. Let's go for a little cruise. Alright, just gonna wash up the hands real quick. Cheers. Woohoo! I'm excited and I'm nervous. Probably more excited than nervous because that thing is running good and quiet. That thing should be a powerhouse now. I mean, as much as a 330 can be. Oh yeah, I can smell that paint getting hot. Yeah, I think I can hear that that one pulley. Probably want to get one of those ordered. Hello. Alright, here we go. First drive in 15 years. Nah, probably about 2 months. Probably 2 months, I'd say, is a closer estimation of last driven time, or whatever you want to call it. Alright, let's put her in gear. Whew. She's staying running. She's learning her idle strategies, so she'll sound a little goofy in the beginning. Hey, we're moving under our own power. I do not like how my driveway is laid out. But we got out safely. Alright, let's roll up the windows. It is a gorgeous fall day out. Oh my goodness. Put on our seatbelt. We are at operating temperature. Says we're charging. Says we got oil pressure, which we know we at least have 11 or 14 psi, whatever it is. I'm gonna have to look at that. look up that spec. So the last time I did this, I used that, like I said, the aftermarket Chinese kit. And first time accelerating out of the court right here, the one hung up. It was either full retard or full advance, and it stumbled real bad and didn't want to stay running. So I had issues with it right out of the gate. I probably should have brought my phone. We're gonna stay in the neighborhood, do a couple laps. Just kind of get a feel for the old girl again. Excuse me, let the computer get used to computing things. No check engine light yet, which we will. We will have a check engine light because the exhaust downstream O2s are not plugged up. Coming to a stop, nice and quiet. No rattling, banging, janging, or anything like that. It just feels so good. It's so good. It's been so long. I've had this truck since last December and it's never ran the way it should. I'm telling you, on these 543 valves, you cannot put on, at least on the engine, you cannot put on cheap parts. You have to go OEM. Get that Ford Motorcraft. These engines are so finicky. Gotta run the Motorcraft spark plugs. I think it's SP515 or no, because I think they redid it to 4 something. It's irrelevant. Yeah, this thing's running great. All the suspension work I did, the steering gear, or power steering rack, the lines I've had to put in, the ball joints, all that stuff, all the exhaust manifolds, those were a nightmare, but it's finally kind of all paying off. The steering is good. I've had to put a lower intermediate steering shaft. You know, these are all common things and basic maintenance and stuff, but to have this thing running good is so nice. See what our fuel economy looks like. Not that it's going to get a good accurate reading right now, but I'm going to go up here back to the house and grab my phone. And we'll go ahead and go a little bit farther. I'm feeling pretty confident in this. Oh, I'm old. I am going to order that pulley, the one idler pulley. That thing, it's not sounding great. It's like, but it kind of comes and goes, so should be fine till tomorrow or the next day. I'll get it ordered. Something like that I will order on Amazon. I don't really care too much about that, because if it fails, it's just, I mean, it sucks that if it fails, but at the same time, it's easy enough to replace. And usually they give you a little bit of a warning before they fail. Like right now, you know, give us some noises and stuff. But I'd take it to West Virginia like that. It'll get worse before it gets too bad, before it explodes. I actually noticed a power difference. Excuse me. It's so good. Praise Jesus. Oh yeah, I forgot the speedometer doesn't work. I was going to look at that while I was in the garage, but I got too excited. Which is fine. I went ahead and spent $1.99 on the app to get rid of the ads, and I got a speedometer on there. You get those things on eBay or Amazon. You know, they plug into your OBD2 and tell you to stop in things for like $60. might invest in one of those, just kind of put it up here, or down here. I don't know. Let's get out here on some backcountry roads and cruise around and see how she feels and how she sounds. Should sound a lot better too. There's not a whole lot of exhaust. I mean, it goes all the way back, but I'll leave that alone. Running like it's supposed to. I'm happy. I am super happy. Oh my goodness. It's running good. It's a beautiful fall, late morning. Well, it's almost noon. Farmers are out doing farmer things. Actually, it looks like they've already harvested. I know they're working on harvesting. Trees are beautiful colors right now. My truck is finally running like it should. I'm so excited. See? Farmers doing farmer things. Love this town. Oh, she just takes right off from a dig too. This is great. Oh yeah, she gets it, boys and girls. Way good. Way, way, way good. Oh, when she downshifts, she actually goes. Woo. Before, when I would get on it, it would downshift and just it wouldn't get out of its own way. Yep, it's amazing what happens when you can actually adjust your timing. I love it. I know it's just a 543 valve. I understand that, you know, completely stock. I get that. But keep in mind, I've had this truck for almost a year. It's kind of always ran not great. You know, it lacks power and everything. So to have it the way it's supposed to be, and to feel power from it like I would expect. You know, obviously I've driven these things. You know, working at the dealership, I know how they should feel, and I've worked on them a lot and everything for customers at the dealership. But to have your own, and then, you know, for 10 months have it running like booty, it's nice now to have it running great. Just praise Jesus. Praise Jesus. Yeah, I think I'll be taking this to work tonight. Or here in a little bit this afternoon. She's running good. Do a quick look over, make sure nothing's puking. Which nothing should be. We got all new gaskets, everything's torqued to spec, so probably not even gonna look at it. I will get that idler pulley ordered, and this thing should be good. I'll be going to West Virginia here in a few weeks for hunting, and we'll see what the fuel economy looks like on this thing. Before I was averaging like 9.2, and that was on the highway, like going to West Virginia and back. So that was not great. So I'm excited to see what it's going to look like this time. Oh, the steering feels so good. Running smooth, quiet. Yeah. Woo! I do want to do some exhaust work, but it's fine for now. I'm not a fan of doing exhaust work, but if I have to, I must, because it's a lot cheaper to do it yourself. I don't mind welding. I actually enjoy welding. It's just getting the pipes to bend where you need them and using the acetylene torch and everything. It's not my cup of tea, especially if I gotta lay on my back and do it. Look at that, running so quiet. Alright, I'm gonna park it right here in the driveway. I think she'll be ready to go for work. Check out this radio. Yee yee! Yee Nation, y'all. I love it. It's good stuff. America. Alrighty. Well, folks, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Wheels of Faith Garage. We've got the truck running. She's running great. She's doing good. Next project I think we're going to work on is this 2003 Mitsubishi Lancer. My son and I last year put a turbo on it, and we weren't regulating the pressure, and we got her to go about 14 psi on stock internals. Lasted about a month, and I tell you what, that engine owes me nothing. I ended up sending 2 rods through the block, so we're going to go ahead and replace the engine and figure out how to control boost. Kind of new on the whole turbo stuff, so that's going to be coming up next as a project, and then whatever else we work on in between there, then and now, whatever. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Oh, and hey, if you like this stuff, go ahead and consider hitting that subscribe button. Appreciate it.